at Raw 30th anniversary, I got to talk to him for a little bit and tell him how great I thought he was doing and what an impact he's having. But Austin had texted me, tell him how great that match was, because that kid worked his ass off.
Hello, everyone. This is Bill Apter. Diamond Dallas Page, welcome back to the Apter Chat.
Good to be here, bro.
On Sportskeeda. And just in case you couldn't make it, I had your clone, my wrestling buddy. By the way, I haven't been able to beat him yet, but I haven't tried DDP Yogic yet, so that's next. Once I do that, then I can beat him. Anyway, WrestleMania season is here, and there are two guys. One of them I know that is like a relative of yours, a close relative. But before I talk about him, I want to talk about another guy. For many months now, and headed toward WrestleMania, Sami Zayn has made an impact. Like, people are crazy about him. In your mind, what is the compelling factor of Sami Zayn?
Well, first of all, I got to put over the whole bloodline storyline. Because from top to bottom, everybody knows their role. And I think one of the things that makes him so, everybody all over Sami, besides he's the one guy out, but he's not the one guy out. He's the main guy. He's not family, but either is Heyman, but we all know all the stories that Heyman have come through during this. I think the one really endearing factor of Sami, and you could catch Roman, and you don't really see it that often, but you could see some of the things that Sami did, like made Roman break character, and he would end up laughing, like, oh, you got me on that.
Feeling oozy.
I think that really captivated the crowd. Plus, Sami has this infectious personality. I was at WrestleMania, not WrestleMania. I was at Raw 30th anniversary. And I really was actually looking for Sami to talk to him, but I didn't see him. But then I was there at the Rumble, too. I came there to watch Cody in the Rumble, and I got to pull Sami over for a bit, and we had a great little talk. And I wanted him to know how much I loved what he was doing with the whole bloodline thing. And I said to him, I said, I believe that this is going to break you out and give you that opportunity to be that top guy that you are. And he was like very humble, very humble about it. I really was, I just wanted him to know. And I think that it's not just me, it's all the people. It's all the people out there who feel for Sami. You know what I'm saying? And he's captivated the wrestling world.
Yes, he really has. He really has. Now, the other guy, you've known since he was an infant.
Not an infant. Since he was 12. Well, really started to get to know him at 12 years old.
In the wrestling business, that's an infant as far as I'm concerned. but you have helped mold him. You have become a family member. We're talking about Cody. What was your goosebump ratio when you saw him come out at WWE when he came back?
I talked to him all the way through that journey, and I knew exactly why, he was coming back to make an impact. And he had it all laid out and envisioned, but now you got to go out there and do it. And when he showed up at Mania for that first match that him and Seth had, that was like, that's coming in and making an impact. And then that second match, and then the third match. I mean, going into that third match that week before he tore his pec, I mean, his vision couldn't have been any clearer, but sometimes God works in mysterious ways. And what should have taken 9 months to come back from a torn pec, for him to be able to come back in 7 months for the Rumble, like, that's destiny. And when he came out, after all that time down, and he could have been number one that came out, who Gunther is a force to be reckoned with down the lane. Steve Austin actually texts me, "Where are you?" I said, "At the Rumble." And I'd already said this to Gunther the night before, actually earlier in the day, because, well, I should say earlier at Raw 30th anniversary, I got to talk to him for a little bit and tell him how great I thought he was doing and what an impact he's having. But Austin had texted me, tell him how great that match was, because that kid worked his ass off. But Cody could have taken that spot and still done it. Wouldn't probably want to push the pec that far coming out. So coming, into that Rumble, and that was electric. That gave me goosebumps, because you have to understand, back when Cody was a kid, I flew in from LA when he won his high school junior year state championship and went 48-0. And then he lost to a kid in his second year, and I called him up and I'm like, "Code," I go, "What's up, buddy?" He's like, "Dallas, I lost. It devastated him." And I was like, "Thank God." He's like, "Thank God." He goes, "Why would you say that?" I said, "Cody, do you think you learn anything from winning? You learn from losing, falling down, making mistakes." I said, "Would you rather have met that kid in the quarterfinals of the state championship and then he beat you?" He's like, "Hell no." I go, "Exactly. He thinks he beat you. So coming in wherever you face him again, he thought or thinks he beat you." I said, "What'd you learn from that?" And we talked about that. But the biggest thing he learned, and this is on the fly learning, he would take guys down, and no matter who it was, their only goal in his senior year was don't get pinned by Cody Rhodes. Once he figured that out, he let him go and let him stand up. And then he'd take him down. And then he let him go and stand up. And then he'd take him down. He's beating kids like 14-4 or whatever the score was. He was crushing kids. And he met that same kid who beat him in the finals. And he was undefeated. And I was there with my daughter, Brittany. I was in the stands. And he looked at his dad and said, "Dad, get Dallas down here." Because they wanted me to sit down there with the family. That was my first goosebump moment for Cody Rhodes, as he went out there to face the only kid who beat him in 2 years, and then watched him eat him alive. And he knew what his destiny was at 18 years old. So to watch him come out in that Rumble and then do it again. Yeah. And now the big one's coming. This is the one. And does he have the ability to be that guy? You're damn right he does. And I don't think there's a better guy to come along to beat him. I really thought Drew McIntyre had him at the castle. I really thought that was going to change there, but it didn't. And there's a lot of things happening in the bloodline right now. It's not that strong force. So Roman stepping in with Cody, I think it's an even playing field.
I do too.
Who knows what's, it's great. It will be the showstopper. It will be the match. It will be, they don't have to follow anybody. They got to follow everything. I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
I had mentioned to Cody at one time when we were talking about what might be missing, that piece that might be missing that's not catapulting him to the top. And I said, the fans want to see the marriage between you and your dad. whether you want it or not, in terms of what's going on with you, they associate you
Sure.
with your dad. You morph into your dad sometimes. You look like him. You've got his body language sometimes. And his answer to me was, damn. And it was like he just thought, other people have told him that maybe this is what WWE is doing with him. And I think this has helped catapult him to where he is today. The fans have put he and his dad together, and he always wanted to be on his own. He didn't want to have to lean on his dad.
He is now, it's all part of history. It's the same way where Roman Reigns and the Usos come from. I mean, you want to talk about family legacy. Is this family legacy against family legacy? You know what I mean? At an all-time high. And, one of the questions you didn't ask me about earlier was, like, who's the top babyface? Who the top babyface right now is Cody Rhodes right now. People want to see him win, not just for him, for his dad, for his family, for his legacy. It's so much, it's the best personal angle that wrestling has had in years.
Yes.
And it's not just a one-off. It could go multiple ways. And so I always love to see how it shakes out. That's what I love to watch. I don't want to know anything. I want to come in there like a fan and see what shakes out.
Me
That's
too.
what I want to see.
What is your Twitter handle?
At Real DDP and at DDP Yoga. The Instagram is at Diamond Dallas Page and at DDP Yoga. But the ones that people really follow, and I've got over 1 million plus followers, is my Diamond Dallas Page Athlete Facebook. Every single day, there's anywhere from 12 to 15 posts that some of them are funny, some will make you think, some will inspire you, some will be great, wrestling from the day, some will be pictures no one's ever seen. So that over the last year has gone from 380,000 followers to 1.1 million.
Wow.
And that's pretty crazy. But again, it's become a destination for people who are following me to check in and see. And then I'll take something I saw somewhere else and put that up there that I thought was really amazing. And then I'll have some sort of comment on it. So it's something I'm every single day involved in. Diamond Dallas Page Athlete, Facebook. And if you want to forget anything I said about DDPY or DDP Yoga, the reason why I say don't listen to a word I say, just go on Facebook, DDP Yoga, one word, and ask to be a member. They'll check you out and they'll put you in the loop. Those are people who do my program. There's over 76,000 people on that page. Ask them the questions because
that is a Diamond
they're all
Dallas
helping each other.
Page. That is a Diamond
You say
Dallas
what?
page. I said that is a Diamond Dallas page. So thank you for your time here and talking about Cody and Sami Zayn, and we'll see you at the matches.